asked if Jaron Ennis is being harshly criticized. And I'm going to tell you no, with a slight touch of yes. Okay. And I'm going to explain. He's not being over criticized because you guys shot him up straight to the pinnacle of boxing by comparing him to the #1 pound for pound fighter and one of the best fighters we have seen since the throwback era. Okay. You have to understand, once you put those two next to each other, it has no choice but to crumble up under the light. It has no choice because y'all shot him straight up there without any reason, just off show. You know what my new name for Jaron is? Flash. Because he's just Flash. That's it. It's nothing really behind it. But no, the criticism is not harsh because look what y'all compared him to. Maybe if you had some empirical proof along the way of what he is before you shot him way up there. But see, now the comparison's in there. It's the same. I'm gonna put it like this. It's the same thing I tell Lomachenko fans, you know what I'm saying? Or even Tyson Fury fans. Once you start comparing them to something great like a Ali, okay, you're going to be able to hold that up. And we're going to see up under the light, is it really that? You have to understand it's the comparison that y'all chose. It's the route y'all went to try to promote him. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing you put way too much on his shoulder and more than his shoulders can actually bear. Because the truth is, Jaron Ennis is stuck. He's stuck where he's at. Jaron, at this point, can only beat a certain level of fighter. You see that now. Now, this is the big question. And this is what let me know that there's a clear limitation right there. Besides just 32 fights. And, you know, no names. It's the fact that those flaws are something that can be closed. Those are gaps that can be closed. Why is Gary Antoine Russell still talk about the same gaps that he had in the amateurs and the professionals? Okay. These are not like gaps he can't fix or rectify or get better at. How did we go this long without addressing that basic gap or those basic gaps? Now, either he's limited with his father, with the training of his father, or he's limited altogether. And this version of you see of Jaron, this is the best he'll ever be. If not, why ain't we closing those gaps? Because they're not that big. You know, need to learn how to keep his hands up, tighten up that D. That's 50% of his struggle right there. Yes, no? So why haven't they done it? Why haven't you brought somebody in? Why hasn't it gotten any better since the amateurs? Why not? Okay, so now we see there's a limitation there, and it's reflected by 32 fights and no name. Now, y'all want to get to the point where y'all want him to have a Terrence Crawford fight. And some people look at me and say, I hate or dislike Jaron. I keep saying I just tell the truth. But I'm with y'all. Y'all say y'all want to see the fight. I said, okay, I want to see it with you. Okay, let's do it. The problem is, you guys don't want Jaron to take the fights that help give him a Terrence Crawford fight. Y'all want to give him a Terrence Crawford fight, but y'all don't want him to take the fights to get him a Terrence Crawford fight. Because he can't do it. So is the criticism harsh? No, because of who y'all compared him to. We ain't seen a fighter like Terrence Crawford in I don't know how long. Come on now. And then you mad at the criticism? Now I'm going to tell you about the touch of yes. The touch of yes is the boxing game. How the boxing game is ran. Now, outside of what I'm talking about, how the boxing game is ran, Jaron in there, American go up against the Eastern European. You know the commentary is going to be lopsided a little bit. You know what game this is. Okay? It's the same conversation that I told y'all that y'all need to have before you can even talk about boxing. So, yeah, they're going to shine on Karen more than that, and this and that. And you notice when they fight these American fighters, these fighters get careers after that for losing. So that show you what kind of game you in. All right, this is why I say it was a lose-lose situation. He needed a spectacular win. Even if his win was good or if it went 12, if it wasn't no spectacular knockout, something like that, the criticism was going to be there anyway. And we're not talking from the Terrence Crawford supporters or nothing like that. We just talk about from the boxing game. I'm going to put it like this. The same thing that they do to Terrence Crawford, they do to Devin Haney. The same thing that they'll do to Devin Haney, they'll do to Jaron. The same thing that they do to Jaron, they'll do to Shakur. The same thing that they do to Shakur, they'll do to Javante. Okay, yeah. So I'm aware. I took all of that in the equation of fighting this dude again. So, yes, the criticism is there. And yes, they're going to overshoot it a little bit because it fit the elements in which this dirty sport, this biased sport like to feed into. You know that. They're in boxing. They should know that. I'm on the outside and I could predict and foresee that. So that's why I say it was a lose-lose situation. Get up off that money, pay that $1.5 million or whatever for Brian Norman. If he struggles, at least it's a new opponent. At least it's a title fight. At least it's somebody new. Meaning it won't wear the same. Just fighting Karen again just dropped his stock again. That's all it did, and it showed you his real level. So is the criticism harsh? No, because of who y'all comparing them to. Will they overdo it a little bit? Yes, because of how the game is. That's why I say go the other route. But I was hating then. So what is the route? What is the right route for him to go?